Hey folks, TNT Neon here. Well, let me get out here with some light. Well, I'm doing a little bit of stem bike maintenance on my giant, giant 2018 stance, and I just wanted to show. I had a little creaking in my up in my stem, up in the stem area. So I just basically want to show y'all how I go about doing 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 my little bike maintenance on the bike. So it's just like just a little bit of stem work, like I was saying, and you wouldn't believe how light. I mean, this is the wheel. Okay, this is the wheel and tire with the stem, and this thing is tremendously light. It don't even feel like it weighs maybe 4 or 5 pounds, if that. It probably weighs maybe 3 pounds at the most. I mean, it's real light, and I can't believe how light it is. But this is a true taper stem. It's not a faper. So it's a true taper stem on this on the fork. It's a true taper deal on the fork, and you see the dirt right here. I'm getting ready to clean, all that dirt from around the stem, from around, not the stem, but the neck of this fork. All right, so we're gonna set that back down right there. And so what it was, there was a bunch of dirt. Let me get it, folks. A bunch of dirt was getting up in here, and so it was just getting creaks and stuff. So and this is so I started to take stuff apart. This right here is the bearing. This is the bearing for the top brace right here, where you can see I already put some grease down in there. And see, find the other bearing. And this is the bearing for the bottom race. So I'm gonna clean that up, and I'm gonna grease it up, and fill it full of grease and pack it in. So I'm gonna do the bottom like I did the top here. All right, I'm gonna pause it, come back, and I'm gonna show you that how I grease these guys right here. All right, so I'm back, and this is what I'm using. I am using premium finish line grease for the bicycles. It is got Teflon in it, so it's waterproof, and it's made for use on all. It's used in all riding conditions. Using all riding conditions, and it's factory approved for bicycle bearings. So I'm gonna put this, sit here, get this up in here. It's a busy day here in our neighborhood. People riding back and forth. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a little bit here on my fingers, and there's a trace right inside here. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna see, can I get it packed in there. So I'm gonna go all the way around it, And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna work it on up in there. I'm gonna work it good up in there. It's good that y'all you just can't ride these bikes. You got to actually ride them and maintain them. I mean, it's just like anything else. It's like a car and everything. You got to maintain them. If you don't maintain them, the bike ain't gonna take care of you. So how you expect for the bike to take care of you if you don't take care of it? So I put some in there, and I'm spinning the bearing, make sure that Teflon bearing grease get up in there real good. So see where I got it filled up. Let me get it to focus. If it'll focus. Probably won't focus. Let's see. We get it full enough back. But anyway, I pretty much, there's a line in there. Now I want to try to focus away from it. Anyway, so I got it come up in there. So right up in there. So I packed it in there real good and everything. So I'm spinning it, make sure it gets all into the bearings there, because we want that stuff protected. We don't want it, got it all up in there good. So I'm gonna pause it here. And I'm gonna get ready to do the other bearing also. All right, I'm back. I had the other bearing here in my hand, and so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna clean it up, get all this old grease off of it, just off the outside. I'm not trying to pull the old grease from the inside of the bearing trace, and checking on the bearing, make sure everything is still together on it. So we're gonna clean it up real good. Yeah. I go through, when the trails up here, we cross a bunch of creeks, and we, especially one I like going to because it's so close to the house up here at North Met. We cross the creek every day, every time we ride that trail, and water just splash up anyway. I mean, it's fun. It's real fun. I love it. It's real fun. The bearings feel good and everything. So what I'm gonna do the same thing to this. First, let me show you what I'm gonna do before I pack that. So here, I'm going to, right here in the inner trace here, I'm gonna put some grease right up in here, and I'll be back. I'm gonna pause it. I'm gonna show you after the fact. All right, I'm back. I'm finna show you what it looked like after I do this. It's gonna pretty much look like the top here, which you see my bearing. My bearing is in place and it's moving freely. All right, right there. And so the bottom pretty much is gonna look the same way. So I'm gonna put the bearing right up in there once I grease the bearing. So, getting ready to show you about me greasing the bearing. I got a little bit here on my finger. Forget my fingernails. I'm working on this bike and getting ready to cut grass. I'm getting ready to cut grass too. So let's see, put this in a good position. So I'm getting ready to cut grass too. But here's the bearing. Here's the bearing right here, and I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna go inside here. I'm gonna run along the line of the bearing. And this right here is prevent rusting too, so it keep it from rusting. I don't know what they use from the factory, but it is what it is. It's probably some good grease, which I'm not going to complain about it, because I have ridden this bike, got over I won't say 500 some miles on it. I didn't ride it much during the winter because of weather and everything, but it's time to do a little maintenance. So it's time to give the bike back what it gave me. It gave me some good, it gave me good treatment. I mean, it threw me off a couple of times, but me and the bike, we had a talk. We talked about it's throwing me off of the bike, and I won't pretty much feeling that. So, but it needs some tender love and care. So what I did was, I put some grease back in the bearings, which I never took grease out of the bearings. I just want to make sure that the grease gets in the bearings real good. Make sure it gets in the bearings real good. And so I'm finna show you that, I got the bearing, got the grease in the bearing. I'm using my phone, by the way, so it might change up every now and then. I got grease sitting in the bearing and everything. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna place the bearing back in its cubby hole spot. So it's sitting there in its cubby hole spot. and everything looked to be going good. So we're gonna get this excess grease off of it, and I'm not gonna wipe my fingers off because I'm gonna keep it back in here, because I want to keep all the grease I can get up in there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a little more grease on my finger, because I want to make sure that it's getting protected all the way around. So I'm gonna put a little more grease right here. Put some right there. Pause it. I'm gonna put more grease on it, and I'll be back. All right, I'm back. So, show you, I went and greased everything up in there. I want to make sure everything is protected. So when I cross water creeks and everything, it's going to get good. All right. So what I'm gonna do now, let's pick this stem up, the fork up. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna clean all that up, and then I'm gonna show you everything after I got it back together. See that dirt right there? I got to clean all that up. I'm gonna put grease. I'm gonna put grease all over this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put grease all over that. So I want to make sure everything's right. I want my bike working well. It's treating me well, so I'm gonna treat it well. All right, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna have everything put back together. Well, I know it's I'll be back once I have the bike put together, but we'll be the next time I be back, I have the bike put together. But I just want to show y'all. Don't mind this the old trip, the bike rack for the car. I put grease back up here also. Not only I have grease in the neck of it, in the stem part of it, but I want to have, not the stem, in the neck of the bike. I want it to have grease here on the neck of the fork also. So be back. Then I have it back together. Well, I got it sort of kind of back together. As you can see, I just got to put the stem cap. Put the stem cap. Where's it at? You got to find it for the camera. Yeah. Put the stem cap back on it. And also put, I got a little grease right there. Moisturize the skin with it. So also got to put the brake, put the brake back on it, and I'll be putting that back in the stand, putting it in the stand to put the brake on it. But just wanting to show you a little bit of bike maintenance on my 2018 Stance, which you see it got a little bit of grease right there, so you can see the grease coming out of it. That's a good thing. I'd rather have more than not enough. All right, folks, as I always say, keep the mountain bike wheels on the dirt, never on the pavement, and the road bike. It's a mountain bike. As I always say, God is good all the time. TNT out.